What happens to your brain when you die? What really happens to your brain when you die? Is it just darkness, nothingness, instant silence? Or does the mind stay active, even after the body stops? Today on Science Unpacked, we explore what happens in your brain in the final moments of life, and the strange things scientists are still discovering about what comes next. The moment of death, when your heart stops, oxygen and blood flow to the brain cease almost immediately. That triggers a rapid shutdown. But here's the twist. It's not instant. In the first 30 seconds, your brain actually lights up. Studies on rats and human patients show a surge in gamma brain waves, the kind linked to consciousness, memory, and even dreams. This may explain why so many near-death experiences feel more real than real. Awareness. After death? In a study from NYU Langone, the narrator explained thoughtfully, some patients who were revived reported being aware of what was happening, even after flatlining. One patient described hearing doctors talking. The narrator continued. Another remembered being pulled away from their body. The narrator added. Are these just hallucinations? Or is the brain still processing after death begins? The narrator pondered. The brain's last activity. Some researchers believe that dying is more like a shutdown sequence, not a power outage. Certain parts of the brain may remain active for minutes, even up to 10 minutes, after clinical death. One study found measurable brain activity even after death was declared. Others believe the dying brain releases a final wave of electrical activity, sometimes called a brain tsunami. What does it all mean? These findings raise big questions. Is death a slow neurological process? Do we briefly remain conscious in our final moments? Could this explain the life flashing before your eyes effect? Some scientists say this may be the brain's last attempt to process and preserve your sense of self. Others believe it's simply the final flicker of energy before everything fades. We still don't fully understand what happens to the brain after death. But the idea that your mind might be awake and aware, even briefly, is both chilling and fascinating. Science may never answer what happens after life ends. But what we're learning about the moment of death is stranger than we ever imagined. This is Science Unpacked. Subscribe for more science that challenges everything you thought you knew. Exploring Consciousness Reborn. Some scientists theorize that the final flickers of brain activity might serve a purpose beyond explanation, such as guiding the transition from life to death, akin to dawn breaking after a starry night. Could these last functions play a role in what some call consciousness rebirth? If so, it raises further inquiry into our very perception of life and consciousness itself. Philosophical implications. This opens the floor to philosophical debates that have raged for centuries. Scholars and scientists alike ponder if our consciousness is an eternal flow, momentarily interrupted by death, or a finite spark extinguished at our end. While science seeks to answer, philosophy encourages us to embrace these unknowns, wondering if answers lie not in evidence, but in understanding our limits. Bringing experts together, we turn to a variety of experts, scientists, philosophers, and spiritual leaders, to shed light on these profound questions. While their perspectives vary, one consensus emerges. Death is not just an end, but a frontier for understanding human existence. And though their answers diverge, each insists on the importance of living in awe of life's mysteries, cherishing every moment as both miraculous and fleeting. As we conclude this journey through the brain's last frontier, remember that life is about the journey, not just the destination. Whether or not we ever truly understand what happens after our final breath, the quest itself enriches our time alive. This is Science Unpacked. Live curiously, ask fearlessly, and pursue understanding relentlessly.